Okay, hello and welcome to this review of the T-Gauge Deutsche Bahn ICE 3 train set um, from tgauge.com and also available on Amazon, which I'll leave links for both in the description below. So if you're not familiar with T-Gauge, it originated out of Japan and is kind of coming into some European markets now, and possibly maybe might be coming to a U.S. market. I'm not too sure, but it's interesting that they started making little American diesel trains, two colors, green and black. So yeah, T-Gauge is a 1/450 scale model railway, which is really tiny. So if you're familiar with like 1/400 scale aircraft, which I collect as well, so, there you have 1/400 scale, which would be in a pretty close approximation of a comparable scale. Here, you have a pencil. In fact, it is so small that, little H-ho figure could literally just ride right on top of it, like this. And let's give them a spin around the track. Now you notice when I turned it on, you might hear there's a slight buzz, which I think is a minimum threshold of power that it needs to register the motors at or something. And then they call this box pulse modulation control box, so it allows it to have slower speeds. I think the original models were actually a little more jerky than this was. So this is pretty cool. Crank up the speed a bit. Take this guy off. Also for comparison, here I have I guess in my day, this used to be the small railway road at the time for guys and girls, and this was the Intercity Express, different version, but this is at, I guess, 1/220 scale, to give you some comparison. So this is really tiny stuff. Let's see if we can get a closer look at some of these carriages. I think I might have to adjust the focus. There we go. And the detail is quite incredible. Let me take one out. And hopefully that's coming into focus. Oh, no, I think it just went out of focus for us. Put it against my palm, so focus will kick in, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty incredible. You literally need like a loop to kind of look at some of the details here. Now we'll take a look at the box that it comes in. And literally the box is just like a printed piece of paper wrapped around a cardboard box. They haven't come up with an official box yet. But it's pretty cool stuff. And here we have what comes in the box. We'll get into that a little bit later. And on the back we have, I guess, information about the set. It was manufactured in, Ishihiro, Japan, or Ishihindo, Japan. Probably not saying it correctly, but it was imported to the UK and distributed worldwide by Engage.com in Edinburgh, Scotland. That's pretty cool. Let's see. So let's start it up again. And so slow speeds are pretty okay. I mean, pretty good. Better than the early Z-scale items. The train I just showed you runs worse than this. It's not running as smooth as, say, an N-gauge Kato, but it's getting there. It's pretty close. I've had this train for a while now. Ran it a few times. I just sort of oiled it up a bit just before the review. And let's see, we'll crank up the speed a little more. And that's max speed. And we'll take it down again. And then we can switch it back. So I'll talk about some of the items that come in the box. So this giant thing here is just something to rail the trains to the track, which I never use because I find it easier just to put them on the track by hand. The two engines are two functional engines, and I can show you that. We just lost a truck there. This isn't glued down, so this isn't the smoothest. Later, I'll stop it for a second. And then I'll show you that it's actually two powered engine cars, which is pretty incredible. Get it derailed here, unhitched. Alright, so there we go. So both cars are powered. And this set came with, I guess, 8-car set. Whoop. That one got snagged up on one of these joining rails here. And it looks like they hitched together. Yeah, one of them is derailed a little bit. I think it's this guy. Yep. Oh, it just got back on the track. So there we have it. So we can talk about some of the parts. So this is a re-railer. Don't use that, I was saying, too much. These cars are actually magnetic. So there's a small magnet on the track here that keeps it down on the track. As I can show you, we'll take apart some of the track here. And it comes, you know, it's just like if you're familiar with any kind of like quick snap track or, you know, Kato track or a Bachmann Easy track. It just snaps together pretty easily. So I believe this is 3 millimeters across. So yeah, this is cool. So if we, hang on. So there are some videos of this train, or trains like it, running in the upside down configuration. So the magnet's really brilliant, just keep it, you know, onto the track. So the engine cars have magnets, and the two I guess coach cars, or the coach cars don't. So you couldn't run the whole set like that. That's pretty cool. So one of the other items is this cleans the, you would disconnect this power source here, connect it into the side, and I believe the motor, the actual spinning wheels are here. So you would put that, and that would conduct electricity, and this would proceed to clean the wheels. And you'll be able to pull it back and forth and clean the motor. Here we have a, let's see if we can see what's written on here. It's very hard to see. You probably won't see it on the camera. Maybe you will. So it just says T-gauge energizing stabilizer pen. And basically it's an oil pen. And it's a little marker. And you can just rub some oil on the wheels. Take it back to this cleaner. Run some power through there and clean the wheels. So yeah, as I was saying, for the there's also set comes with two occupancy sensors, and these click underneath the track, and each section of track has an area to click this onto. Let's see if we get this. Alright, there we have it. So that's the infrared sensor that will delay the train and switch it back in another direction. It seems to have two modes. One will pause it, and the other mode will sort of switch it back immediately without a pause. And there's a control knob. I guess that if you turn it, it adjusts the sensitivity for this and how it occurs. See if it, there we go. See if it changes anything. Excuse me. There we go. We had the sensitivity turned down, so it's not applying to it. And it's back up again. And just to see the other mode. So the set does come with two of those. Where's the other one? Bring it up to the camera so you can get a closer look. Now here we can take a closer look at some of these trains. And Let's see if we can get it to focus. There we go. So yeah, this is really small stuff. And it has no weight to it at all. It amazes me that there's a motor in here. Wow. Pretty cool. So yeah, so if you're interested, I'll provide a link for either selling them on Amazon, and you can also order it directly from Scotland, from tgauge.com. Okay, so here we have the two scales together again. Let's see if we can get it to focus. And on the top we have the 1/450 T scale. On the bottom we have the 1/220 Z scale. It's pretty cool. Just remarkable. Here we go. We can compare it to a quarter. A little bit closer. Whoop. Alright, so here we have T scale at 1,450, Z scale at 1,220, and N scale at 1,160. Each square on here is a ½ inch. And that's it compared to the quarter. I can't believe that that train in the back there is N scale. It just blows my mind. Anyway, guys, don't forget to check out the link for the sources where you can buy this train. I highly suggest getting one. You can do things like a shoebox railroad practically. Um, so, I'd like to see what you guys can design. All right, take care.